Okay, so this show came out of absolutely nowhere. From my point of view, from what I saw, there were no trailers promoting this show. There were no articles promoting this show. This entire marketing campaign of Resident Evil on Netflix has been absolutely abysmal. And when it dropped, I was flabbergasted. And it doesn't help that after watching the entire show, I'm no less happier that I am hearing about it than watching it. I'm actually more infuriated. Listen, it's so fucking stupid. It's exactly like Halo. Halo, in the sense that I believe this show to be malicious in its intent to get Resident Evil fans to watch it, even though it has nothing to do with Resident Evil. You could name this property you can all right, you can name the show anything about, and have it be about zombies. Take out the words umbrella and Wesker, and it would be a completely different show. Wouldn't have anything to do with Resident Evil. It would be its own thing. There would be no connection. This is why I believe the show is malicious, is because that is the show. It's very yeah, other than it's like Halo, other than just like having very tenuous very tenuous relations to some fucking obscure references to the video game, or using some of the names, like using Umbrella, the corporation, as a reference point for the outbreak and the T virus, or inserting Wesker into the plot. There's nothing. It literally has nothing to do with Resident Evil. All right, Netflix. I don't know why they don't do this. Just make your own show, right? What is with these companies now using proper established IPs to promote their shows or games or whatever, when it has nothing to do with that in reality, right? So again, like, as an example, the new Halo show, it basically wasn't Halo, other than it had some like poor references to some things from the games, right? It was its own original story, had nothing to do with the game canon or anything. The same with this. It has nothing to do with the game canon, and it didn't even have anything to do with what's his name? Paul W.S. Anderson's fucking movies. Oh my god! Didn't have anything to do with that. It didn't even have anything to do with the very newly dropped Resident Evil movie that came out last year. I think, not even maybe a year ago. It was maybe like 8 months ago that movie dropped. If you all remember it, the one with the girl from Weeds, or Pirates of the Caribbean, that girl, and the guy from fucking Victorious. Oh, I always thought that was so funny. And I'm gonna compare it to that movie a lot. I think in that they're very similar. Whereas that movie, well, maybe it's not as similar, because in retrospect, that movie has made a lot more references to, like, the what was it, the second Resident Evil game, I believe, and then it fucked up everything else, and it was just horrible, right? In the same sense, this show, sorry about that, is also fucking up things from the Resident Evil game, just adding their own bullshit that's horrible, and nobody wants to watch, and it's extremely boring. And this show doesn't need to exist, right? Obviously, it's trying to just get nerds from the Resident Evil franchise to watch it and say cool shit about it, but that's obviously not what happened. From what I could see throughout the entire YouTube and internet, everybody hates this fucking show with good reason, as they should. And I'm gonna talk about, I don't even really want to get into like the nitty gritty of the show as in itself, because I don't want to bore you with acrimonious details about why these the Wesker daughters are insufferable and annoying, which they are. Why all this other stuff in the plot is just a massacre. The- it's like a oh my god, it's like a genocide occurred in the show. I'm not talking about zombies killing humans. I'm talking about the massacre and the genocide of my pupils and my ears watching and hearing it. um, yeah, the messy plot, the ridiculous world building makes no sense. Characters that are from the game, but they don't act like themselves from the game. They're just completely different, which is again what I said. They could just name this as anything, and people would be okay with that. You didn't have to call it Resident Evil. and you, didn't you have to use these people's names as like a reference point to get people interested. People love zombies anyway, right? Zombies is like a huge genre that people love. There will always be movies about zombies. Like, okay, just for an instance, 6 months ago, even on Netflix, All of Us Are Dead, the Korean zombie show. It was amazing. It had basically no relationship to any other zombie property that I could see except for Train to Busan. But it was just as good, and it was its own thing, and people loved that show. Now it was promoted on Netflix, and it was great. People love that. So what's the point of why don't they just make another completely different new zombie show, right? People will watch it, and if it's good, they'll rate it. They'll give it thumbs up, and they'll keep watching Netflix, right? Now, I don't. No one's liking this new Resident Evil show. I just don't understand, right? Because they had the formula. All of us are dead. It seems like they just or they got rid of it, right? And or they had another zombie show. It was like 2 years back. Kingdom, I believe. It was another Korean zombie show, and it was brilliant as well. It was also really good. They had a movie that came out too about like a prequel movie to Kingdom, not Kingdom like the manga, Kingdom the Korean zombie show on Netflix, or not the Last Kingdom, the Viking show on Netflix. A lot of shows with the same similar names. It can be kind of confusing. If you haven't seen Kingdom, try and find that on Netflix. Go watch it. It's really good, really good. Um, yeah, they had a movie, like a movie prequel to that. It was also decent. So I don't understand. Obviously, again, I'll just say it again. The reason for this show is to get people interested in Resident Evil, fans who are already interested in Resident Evil. But obviously, they turned those fans off when they just completely either ruin canon or make up some random bullshit. They can make up random bullshit. I'm okay with that as long as it like makes sense. It's coherent. It's entertaining to watch, and it's executed properly. That just didn't happen in the show, so it's obviously floundered completely. Some all right. Obviously, like things. If you've seen the show, you know about like the horrible. Oh my god, the horrible plot, the origin plot of the virus, and how it started with these two girls who are the daughters of a cloned Wesker that isn't the real Wesker, and fuck, it's just a bloody mess. And these girls are insufferable, and I hate them. Their acting is uh, decent. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. The characters that they're portraying are awful, boring, and I don't care about them. The show takes great lengths into trying to make you care about these characters. I could for the life of me not care about them at all. In fact, it makes it worse when the show does the trope. This has happened a lot recently about a lot of other shows that I've watched, um, where they take you from present to past, and that like formula is interchangeable throughout the entire show. So you're going through like multiple scenes. You get scenes from the present, scenes from the past. You go back to the present, go back to the past, and it happens every episode. They did this in Boba Fett, and it's just stop it. Like, pick one. Pick a direction. Right? Pick one. Do you want me to see the origin of the virus and how it started, and we can take our characters there and build from there, and maybe we can have like a decent a halfway decent show with maybe relatable characters that aren't insufferable and horrible, or we start around the middle of the epidemic or the apocalypse, and people are killing each other, and we see the torment and the gore and the gruesome like philosophy of like what it means to be in the apocalypse and how people live. It's not hard. Other zombie movies have done this already. There are already formulas for these things. I think they try to like change it up a bit. I guess maybe is their thought process. It just doesn't work. Um, Especially when the characters are people I hate, and the world doesn't make sense. Fuck. For some reason, zombies are like, man, they're like mutating in a way that gives them intelligence, sort of, or it's explained that like the zeros or the zero carriers are the ones that can only do that, and they lose their sight. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Is this anything have to do with Resident Evil? It seems the only thing that does have to do with Resident Evil is the Umbrella Corporation and the literal character Wesker. They completely changed who he is from the game. Now he's here. Listen, I have no problem with the Wesker actor. In fact, watching the show, it took me a while. I think like the third episode, like, listen, I know who you are. What do I know you from? Well, racking my brain the whole time. Oh my God, you're from John Wick. You're the guy from John Wick. That's who you are. You're amazing. Why are you in this show? Why are you here? I love you. Why are you here? It's not it's fucking stupid, right? It's unfortunate. He's a really good actor. I forget his name at the top of my head right now. I'm sorry. I forget his name, but he's a really good actor. He's not bad at all. I'm sad that he's in this show, and about the crazy plot they've like inserted him into. Fuck. It's not. This show won't bode well on his IMDb page or whatever, right? It's not gonna bode well at all. It's tragic. It's not gonna bode well on any of these actors' pages. None of them are like horrible. There's some like weird dialogue options and some acting that could be seen as, I think, maybe subpar at best. Let's say that, and just a weird direction. Other than that, though, it's fine. From a production standpoint, let's go over the production. Some of it, I would say, all right, standard. Like, man, I don't even know if I have a standard for this production. Say it's like for Netflix standard. Let's say that the standard for Netflix, it's okay. A lot of weird stuff, a lot of weird sets that may not look like completely perfect per se, or even good. A little messed up, in fact, actually. We can go with that. It's set wise and background wise. Some things were alright. The way the zombies look, they're mediocre at best. If I was going to compare them to other zombie movies, other zombie movies like take the cake. Like even like the zombies were really simple. From Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 remake, they're really simple. They don't have like bulges on the bodies. They just act really crazy basically. There's blood all over them. Right? This show has like all these zombies have like weird fucking boils. Almost like a Left 4 Dead sort of situation, the way the zombies look, but the makeup is not always the best. Um, Left 4 Dead, is that the one, the zombie? Yes, I believe so. And I was also trying to compare it to the movie that came out, the Resident Evil movie, a year ago, maybe even sooner, I think. Um, and those zombies look absolutely awful. And I was trying to compare them; they look kind of the same. So the makeup work for the production for that is not so good. Also, the CGI in this show also very not good. Um, Whenever they did use like heavy CGI, it was always dark, except for like the last episode when they brought up the giant fucking alligator. That CGI was okay, but other than that, the lurker, we saw like lurkers or lickers or whatever they're called. I forget. And then we saw the dogs. It was obviously CGI'd. It didn't look good. Also, music production horrible. They don't know how to use music in this show. All the music is very zoomery. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I thought I heard like 3 Billie Eilish songs in the first episode. I was like, oh my god, are we really kowtowing to Zoomers in this show? Is that our fucking audience? Zoomers. I hate Zoomer music. I hate millennial music too. Fuck. Yeah, so they didn't know how to use fucking music at all. It was pretty crap. And I think here's my thoughts. That's it. Those are really my thoughts about this show. It is an embarrassment to the Resident Evil franchise. Not that the Resident Evil franchise has been very good lately. Its new games are okay, as I recall. They're not the same as the old ones, or they're completely different, right? They don't even have zombies in them anymore. But the remakes of the old games, those are really good. I've played those. I've watched people play those. They've got good graphics. They follow the original story. It's just an HD remake of the old games, and they're very good. Um, I don't know. Maybe like Resident Evil has just died down as a franchise, like most franchises nowadays. Um, they've overstayed their welcome in the game place and the movie place. They keep trying to remake them, reshape them, instead of just creating new original properties, and it's a shame, really. So this show is a shame. I hate it. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. It's really in the 2 to 3 range. I'll be a little bit generous, even though I shouldn't be. And but whatever. It's not like this show will be forgotten immediately. It's already, I think, forgotten by the time this video is coming out. Fucking, I have no idea. Who cares about their show, right? They should make more original stuff. I want to see more shows like All of Us Are Dead, or Kingdom, or even go like the movie wise, like even do like World War Z shit. Fuck it, right? World War Z was not the best movie, but fuck it, it was better than this. And all right, that's my opinion. That's it. I'm done talking about this show. All right, thank you for watching. See ya.